In today's fast-paced world of business, you need to make sure your message is clear and concrete. In this video today, I want to give you 5 key points to help you create the most powerful message that you can share, whether it's with your team or your customer or your prospect. So, here we go. First, number 1, what is your why? Know your why and stick to it. I love what Simon Sinek says about your why. He says people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So as you're preparing your presentation, again, whether it's a team meeting or to a prospect or a client, be crystal clear about your why. The why of your message, the why you're sharing your message. Answer that question 7 times. There's a philosophy that says dig deep, why and why again, why 7 times, so it can bring you to clarity. Point number 2, structure your message in an organized way. If you are telling stories, make sure your stories relate to your why. I made that mistake early in my career. Somebody said, tell stories. So I stood up and told stories. It wasn't a stand-up comedy routine, but you might have thought it was the way I went about it. So think about your why. What's the story or stories that back up your why? And tell them succinctly and clearly. Remember, never make a point without a story, and never tell a story without a point. Number 3, remember that less is more, and use that to your advantage. I know several people that like to elaborate the point. And while that can be helpful sometimes, most of the time people are thinking in their head, come on, get to the point. Tell me what you're going to tell me. That's another old adage when it comes to public speaking. Tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them what you told them. So think of that in terms of how you're setting up your stories and setting up the framework for your presentation. So know that clarity is super important. Brevity is also just as important. Then the 4th point I want to make is engage with your audience. Think of it as a conversation. Even if you are on a Zoom webinar and you are the presenter, make it conversational. Interact with your audience in the chat, via poll, using some other methodology. There's all kinds of online resources to help you do that. So make it as interactive as possible. And before you start out, know your audience. What are they there for? What do they want to learn? And how can you help them? And then point number 5, end with a strong call to action. What do you want your audience to do as a result of listening to you? Is it visit your website? Is it book a call? Is it just share information, sign up for your free offer? Whatever it is, if it's a team meeting, what do you want your team to do as a result of attending that meeting? What are their marching orders, so to speak? So here's what I want you to keep in mind. Number 1, know your why. Number 2, structure your presentation to ensure clarity and engagement. Number 3, brevity is so important. And 4, create a conversation. And then number 5, finish strong with a call to action. If this resonated with you, please feel free to share it with someone you know who could benefit. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so, where I post information every week to help you be a better speaker. Signing off, it's Leslie Fiorenzo. See you next time.